What a great way to start off. Parents, please take this with a grain of salt and a sense of humor, but our next app is called Trust Me, I'm a Hacker.
Hi everyone. Can anyone hear me? Okay. I'm Sal, and this is our my tech mentor, co-associate, Shaban. We were working with our 4 students through the Summer Scholars program, and our team is called Trust Me, I'm a Hacker. We came together and they created a game called Team Hack Attack. So I'm gonna leave it up to them.
Hi, my name's Maria.
Hi, my name is Ruiqi. And hello, I'm Juan.
And I am Noah. Now, I'm going to need you all to bear with me for a moment. I'm going to need you all to close your eyes really quickly. Alright, now I need you all to imagine that you are sleeping in your bed one morning, and all of a sudden, bam, you're pulled into a computer. Alright? Now, you will see information flying past. You see the interweb. You hear the interweb buzzing all around you. Now I need you to open your eyes for a moment. Now, you can't spend your entire life there, right? You need to get back out. You need to hack your way out. And that's what our game is about. Our game is a game in which a girl gets trapped in her computer. She needs to hack her way out by finding all the different passwords that allow her to get further and further into the system that will allow her to actually activate the command to get her out. That is our entire tweet pitch. Now, our intended audience is for 14 to 25 years old, because we need to be able to teach our generation how to work with commands with Linux, because Linux is an up-and-coming operating system that is all around us. A lot of servers and a lot of different phones actually use Linux or Unix-based operating systems. And in order for us to keep up with our technology, we need to learn how to use it. And that's what this game does. It's a hacking game in which you actually learn the different commands in Unix and Linux. It is basically a series of scenarios that are puzzles, and you have to try and figure out which different commands interact with each other so that you can go on and continue with it. And that is, our STEM concept is teaching the technology, teaching the kids and the young adults on how to interact with that, how to explore, and how to just look at it and try and figure it out for yourself. And another good thing about it is it has a lot of Doctor Who references. The entire thing is actually based off of a Doctor Who idea. Clara, our main character, is one of the main things in the very end.
So, our mission. Did you know that in our world today, the number of people who understand Unix and Linux systems is dwindling due to the mass consumer usage of OS systems like Windows and Mac? This creates a huge problem because 66% of our servers are written in Linux and Unix. So who will be there to maintain those systems and even further improve them? So that's what we want to do. As you can see in our graphs, the servers who are used is 66% 66% Linux, 34% Windows. And the consumer OS usage is it's completely dominated by Windows users. So what does our app do? It brings you right into the world of Clara. It brings you right into this system, this Linux kind of interface. It combines some of the most fundamental computer basics, including coding, software, hardware. And it's very interactive. It allows the person to gain not interest in the game, but in the subject itself. And it runs on any mobile browser.
So these are screenshots of our app, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a live demonstration of how our app works. So this is our app. When you first open up the app, you're greeted by our title screen. It has the title of our game, Trust Me, I'm a Hacker, and a play button. So let's begin. After you press the play button, you get to a level chooser. The background isn't loading right now. It'll take a while, but you start off with level 1, and you unlock levels as you complete levels. And so once you press level 1, the first thing you see is not the level, but actually a slideshow which teaches you how to play the game. So here's your objective. So the objective is to complete the task in the question section using the commands that you see at the bottom. And using those commands, you have to fill in the sequence of commands that you need to complete the task at the top, in the blanks. So here's the first level. What we have here is basically some of the objective is to print out the contents of a file named pandorica.txt. And so if we click on the I up in the corner, it gives us a list of commands that we can use and a description of each one. If you look at the third command called cat, the description is that it prints out the contents of a chosen file. Now that's perfect for our purposes. So, and since there's only one blank, the cat would be our answer. If you get it right, you get a check mark, and you can move on to the next level. Now, what happens when you enter a wrong answer? Our game isn't just about playing the game, isn't just about solving puzzles, but about learning what these commands do, learning how to use them, and learning how to think like a programmer. So when you get an answer wrong, it does tell you that you're wrong, but it also gives you a hint as to how to approach the problem and how to solve it. So let's enter a wrong answer. You can see it does tell you you're wrong, but there's also a hint. Let's enter the correct answer. Go on to the next level. Now, this kind of approach, this interactive approach, allows our target audience to become more engaged in what we're trying to teach, because teens and young adults nowadays prefer visual approaches, and this interactive approach allows them to become more willingly interested and more willing to learn about these Unix and Linux commands, which will be extremely useful later on in their lives.
So how do we arrive at this idea of an app that teaches people basically coding to some extent? So what do we want to do? We want to teach them how to think problem solving, because that's what coders do. That's what system programmers do. They think, they have a problem and they solve it, or they have a challenge and they complete it. So that's what we wanted to teach them. How do we go through them? We wanted the person to be actually connected and have a personal connection with this type of interface, so that they may be interested in the subject instead of just the game. So through this medium, we're able to achieve that purpose.
So some next steps to Trust Me, I'm a Hacker would include adding a leaderboard or a score tracker to help motivate our users to go on to the next level. We'd also have rewards based on time. For example, on a harder level, if you finish a problem under 60 seconds, you'd receive a badge. We'd also include some bonus levels and an option entitled, Do You Want to Learn More About Coding? Which would lead you to a page of reference links related to computing and coding. For example, Code Academy, W3 Schools, and the New Boston. We'd also include more content and an extended glossary, and we'd include additional fill-in-the-blank and multiple-choice levels. Similar to some educational games where they have flashcards or quizzes, we'd have the option of fill-in-the-blank and multiple choice. So we actually came up with an example multiple choice. So here it is. Clara needs to print out an SOS message to let the user of her computer know she's tracked, but she must do it in JavaScript. What command should she use? Some possible choices would be console.log, system.out.print.in, or print. We would also use an easier user interface.
So for all of you that actually would like to attempt to use this app for all 5 levels that we have, you can attempt to scan the QR code, or you can type in the address that we have on there. I will leave it up for a couple more seconds if you'd like to do that. And we would also like to thank you. And do you have any questions?
For all of their hard work and all of their efforts that went into making this amazing app, I'd just like to quickly present their certificate of 20 hours for community service to Ruiqi, to Juan, Noah, and Maria. Good job, guys.
I'd also like to acknowledge all the hard work that was put into this. You guys all put in a hard deal of work, and you all put in your effort. And I wanted to point out one person in particular for leading the team and for even helping out other teams. And as a bonus, we had talked about a wishbone as a present to someone in particular, and I'm giving this to Ruiqi today.
Wow, it's hard to ask questions of a hacker, and that is so exciting, so exciting. I see Dr. Sharf's eyes sparkling with this app to bring coding to more people in the world. You might wonder why they're getting community service awards after they come up here. Again, we are addressing this STEM problem with the help of the Verizon Foundation and for the New York City Department of Education, because there is such a crying need and a vast gulf between what is available to excite students about science and math education and what's not there. So the work that these students have done this week is not only incredibly important, but it will live on, and these apps we do hope will be made available through Verizon's Thinkfinity site and other locations so that students can benefit from it. So from hackers, we're doing globos for those of you who speak Spanish. You may get some idea what we're all about here, but our next app is entitled Save Global.